Hey everybody, welcome to the MAUDCAST. It is Monday. You know what that means. It's time for the MAUDCAST. Hello. You guys. Hi Emma, how are you? Happy belated birthday. I need to do a birthday post for you. It was also crazy with election week, but let me tell you, your birthday did not go unnoticed in my heart or my spirit. And so I'm going to do a birthday post for you. It's going to be late, but it's going to be loved, okay? You know what I mean? How's everybody doing? I know I'm happy because, Alaman and I had our part one last week and we were a little scared. Hi, Nakendra. Hi, Zyla. But we in there, guys. We are in there. This is a happy day. We are going to be talking post-selection, some of Alaman's new music, and joy, obviously, because it's the MAUDCAST. So, Alaman is here. I'm going live with Alaman. Hey, Alaman, are you ready to modify your day? We did it. Hi, Alaman.
Hello.
Hey, we modified that election, huh?
That we did. We did.
We sure did.
People are saying it wouldn't have happened without the MAUDCAST. So I don't know.
Obviously, the MAUDCAST is what swayed all of
exactly. Exactly. No,
now,
we
granted,
have
it
large
wasn't the
viewership.
MAUDCAST, but it was Black women.
Right. That's right. That's 100% correct.
So it was like my cousin, sister, friends, and them.
That's right. And them.
It was Stacey Abrams and the other incredible women.
Yeah, Stacey Abrams. By the way, for everybody that was saying Stacey Abrams had no experience, catch these hands right now.
Exactly.
Crazy. They were talking crazy. My goodness.
They were talking crazy. Hey, Charlene, how you doing, girl? They were talking crazy.
Yeah.
So, Alaman, okay, so everybody. I have to reintroduce you just in case people weren't here last week.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, this is Alaman. He is my little brother. He's a grown-up now, though. He's 20, which makes me feel crazy. He is at Yale University studying. He's a scholar, a dancer, a musician, a producer, a singer, a songwriter, and all-around genius. Guess what, Alaman? My friend Linda from Croatia stays up to watch you because she said you're so smart.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Hello. You said it's Linda?
Linda from Croatia.
Hi, Linda from Croatia. How are you?
Yes. Well, she's actually South African, but she lives in Croatia. So
Linda living in Croatia from South Africa. How are you?
But she wrote me today. She said, and she wrote on the post. She was like, "I'm staying awake to watch this one again."
Oh, well, thank you. If
you didn't see last week, everybody, Alaman and I were talking about the election. We were trying not to be stressed and trying to be positive.
Yeah.
But it was a stressful. It was a crazy prospect.
So well, actually, doesn't feel like a week ago. By the way, it doesn't. It feels longer.
Like a month ago.
Yeah, it feels longer.
Because every day felt like 3 days because we were like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, staring at the computer.
And I wasn't looking at the news, so Alaman was my information. He was my ANN, my CNN, but ANN. Alaman News.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So, how are you feeling, Alaman, post-election? Were you surprised? Where were you when you found out who won?
I was certainly surprised. I mean, we didn't make any predictions or do anything like that on the live last week because that would just, wouldn't have been productive. But, in our private conversations, I was certainly felt pretty good about, Trump winning. And thank goodness he didn't. However, in a certain way, and a lot of people were talking about this, he definitely won big with the white vote, which is the largest, ethnic majority in the country, which goes without saying. But at the same time, it's at least my prediction there was correct. But, it's exactly like you said, black women, Black trans women, just the entire BIPOC community really rallied. And it's not that I was expecting less, but you know, it's not necessarily something that we've always counted on for our vote to really count. And it really did this time, which I'm, you know, incredibly grateful for. I think that, you know, for anybody that's, you know, not necessarily like the most excited about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris being in office, I would remind them that, you know, life gets better for a lot of people having Donald Trump out of office, and things are getting much better with them. And, you know, obviously, you know, there hasn't been a perfect candidate ever. There have been
Never.
fantastic
I don't
candidates.
think that that exists. I feel like
Yeah,
perfect
no,
candidate is like an oxymoron.
not at all. And at least what people conceptualize as a perfect candidate today just wouldn't be possible, because look at how the vote went this past time. Like, you know, if somebody was like, you know, our had everything on our wish list, they would not really be heard. And so
Big
um
facts,
and
because
so
that would
that's something
only
to
be
remember.
half. I
Yeah.
mean,
But
when you're talking
yeah.
about better for people already, like, for example, Giselle, who's watching. Hey,
Hmm.
Giselle, who also is in the living room with me, but she's still watching
Oh,
from her phone because she's supportive.
hey, yes.
You know, Trump froze all of the visa situations. So
Hmm.
you're looking at somebody like Giselle, who deserves to be here,
Hmm.
who has, you know, been here legally through all the visa stuff, and then he
Hmm.
froze all that programming.
Hmm.
And so now it's like a breath of fresh air that's like, whew.
Absolutely.
Hold on, something happened to your phone, Alaman. I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening.
Back. I'm sorry.
Did somebody call
I,
you?
my yeah, my dad was calling. I just put it on do not disturb. I'll call him back.
Okay.
But
All good. Hey, it
yeah,
happens.
it won't happen again. I can tell you that much. But
So where were you when you found out that Biden was projected, and how did you feel
when they declared him president
when they
elect,
declared him the winner?
I think I was in bed. It
Oh
was
yeah,
the
it was
morning,
early for
so
LA.
yeah, I was in bed. That was Saturday morning, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was definitely in bed in the morning. And I woke up and my mom was like screaming in the living room. So yeah, she was incredibly happy. She was certainly the loudest person in the neighborhood. She was
The
very happy.
neighborhood.
So yeah, I woke up to, you know, she was making breakfast and like had the TV on, and
She had some pep in her step.
I had changed the channel for 1 second, which was a big mistake because I definitely heard about it. But you know, yeah, that's kind of what that morning was like. It was cool. It was like it was a surprise because I think that even the night before, Biden was down in Georgia. No, sorry, he was up by like a margin of like 1,000 votes, like
I
1,900
saw that and I
votes.
was like,
Yeah,
we're really counting.
yeah, like they're really counting over there. And then, you know, Philly came through big,
Shout out to
and those
Philly.
areas around there. Yeah, shout out Philly. Philly came through.
Shout out Philly.
I posted, somebody made this little like they edited Biden's face onto Allen Iverson's body when Allen Iverson was stepping over Ty Lue, and they put Trump's face on Ty Lue, and it was perfect because it was like, you know, Philly stepping over Trump. It was perfect. Yeah,
Ah.
it was great.
Yo, you want to know what's funny? Chloe used to go watch when the Wizards were the Bullets and Allen
Uh-huh.
Iverson was on the Sixers. She would go watch them courtside, Bullets versus Sixers.
How did she get courtside?
Because speaking about the excellence of Black women, one
Yep.
of our best friends' mom was the GC of Verizon.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
big time. And when you think about this, this was like 25 years ago. She's a
Mhm.
Black woman.
Mhm.
Amazing. We always
Mhm.
knew that she was really smart and like important, but I didn't really understand how important what she did was.
Mhm.
I don't, and I like even
There.
Chloe being courtside, like I don't think I really registered how big of a deal that
No.
was at that
Yeah.
time.
That's crazy.
She's amazing.
I still have yet
Um,
to sit courtside at a game. I got to get that done at some
I've
point.
sat courtside at the Knicks.
That's crazy.
When
That's like, you
Aaron
know,
played,
that's
when
the
Aaron
mecca.
played for the Knicks, he got me courtside seats. And what's
That's dope.
amazing is he didn't tell me. I just went to pick up the tickets, and I went with Ben Williams and my friend Daphne,
Oh
and I'm
wow.
getting the tickets, and I'm like, I asked the lady, I was like, "Are these tickets good?" And she was like, "Oh, they're great." And I was like, "Okay." And then she gave me like a little band, and I
Yep.
thought, well, maybe that's just to like stay after meet and greet. Oh no, there's a
Right.
whole lounge. We were eating shrimp,
Yep, I'm
crab
sure.
legs. I
Yeah,
was like, I can
yeah.
never undo this.
That's Major League Ball. Yeah.
It's like the first
Shrimps
time I
before
went
the
to an
game.
NFL game. I went to
Uh,
49ers because
hmm
my friend is the GC of the 49ers.
Right.
And we sat in a box that had food. And I got to watch Kaepernick kneel in real life. I was there
Wow.
for that.
There you go.
My first game. I can't go back. I can't go like
Yeah, no, no, no.
a
No way.
regular seat.
No way.
Ew.
No,
And
no
she
shot.
did invite me to the Super Bowl this year in Miami, and I couldn't go.
Hmm. Hmm. That
Work.
was a good game. Yeah, but work.
Work.
Hey, there will always be a Super Bowl. At least we know that. So
Well, we hope so.
yeah,
Who
there
knows
there.
with coronavirus?
If I know one thing about the NFL, it's that they're not going to let that money slip. So there's going
This
to be a
is
Super Bowl.
very true.
Yeah,
But I don't know
yeah.
if the 49ers will make it. I hope they do. Shout out Hannah. I hope they make it again.
We'll see. Yeah,
I
not
don't
this year.
know.
Not this year, but maybe soon.
Okay.
They're not going this
I
year.
don't follow anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Alaman. Before I get to your interview questions,
yeah.
Giselle, show Alaman your birthday present. Alaman, you're gonna love this. You might
Okay.
be a little jealous.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, your birthday had already passed.
Oh, good.
Giselle.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's dope.
It just arrived
That's
today.
amazing.
I'm so
That's
excited.
amazing. You got your. Oh, but Giselle's like a huge Lakers fan as well, right?
Huge Lakers
Yeah,
fan.
yeah. She's a part of Laker Nation. I love it.
She's
Yes,
I love it.
I am.
She
she's
is.
Laker Nation. She was
I
over
feel
here
like.
yelling.
Oh
Did you
yeah.
see my story when Giselle? I was like,
Yeah, I
I
saw it
flipped
all.
out. I
I
was like,
saw it all.
she's going crazy.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah. Yeah. She was like, no, yes, no, yes.
Yes,
I
no,
saw
ha.
it.
It's
I
hilarious.
saw it. Yeah.
It's amazing because basketball isn't like a big deal in Brazil.
I feel like it's a relatively big deal. They got some good players coming out of Brazil, right? Like their Olympic team is always solid.
Oh, come talk, Giselle.
We do have Alaman, but it's not. We have like huge ones, like
Okay.
Splinter, for San Antonio Spurs, he
Yeah.
won championship.
Yeah.
But like Leandrinho for Golden State last year. But the team, like Brazil team, is not good.
Okay. Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day
Yes.
soon.
Yeah.
We're growing
We're
the
getting there.
game. Yes, exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
but it's amazing how big of a fan she is. She also
Yeah.
loves Formula One racing.
Oh yeah? Lewis
Yes.
Hamilton?
She loves Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
So if anybody on here knows Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton, hook Giselle up.
Oh yes, please.
I don't know him yet, but I if I meet somebody that does, I got you, Giselle.
Alamante doesn't know me yet, but Alaman be moving and shaking, okay? I have to tell a story. When
Okay.
Alaman was like 6 years old, Chloe was telling him about an idea.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know if you remember this, Alaman, but at the time, I believe Pauletta Washington, Denzel Washington's wife, was in the show.
Okay.
She was around.
Okay.
You were connected with her, and you would see Denzel randomly at Debbie on the Dance Academy.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
where Chloe told you this idea, at 6 years old, Alaman said, maybe you should talk to Denzel Washington. Maybe he would invest in your idea.
I don't remember that.
Years old.
I don't remember that.
Chloe called me
like
and said,
I would say.
she said, there's this little boy. He's adorable, but who cares about that? He is so intelligent and so brilliant. She's like, you have to meet him. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, Chloe, yeah. I come down, I meet you. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to steal this child. And if you guys look at my latest Instagram post after the MAUDCAST, you will see how Alaman literally used to be in my arms.
Yep.
On my lap.
Yep.
And now he's at Yale on a full scholarship. I need everybody to give him claps for the full scholarship at Yale. I don't know if you realize how difficult that is. So, Alaman,
I'm blessed.
did you celebrate? Did you like drive around or anything when you found out Saturday?
I had rehearsal on Saturday.
For the gala?
Yeah, exactly. So
tell everybody what you're doing on Saturday.
Oh yeah, so there is a gala for the Debbie on the Dance Academy at the Rose Bowl. It'll be streamed, and then there are also going to be people driving in. It's all going to be COVID safe and whatnot. But pretty much everybody that has been at the studio since its inception is performing in some way, shape, or form. Like
Including
yeah, including Juan, including Chloe. Like I'm really seeing people that I have not seen for like years. Like, and I'm like, oh,
wow.
they're, and like obviously like I look much older to them just because they saw me when I was
You
like,
were a little when you were alpha
small, but
baby.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, essentially, we're uh it's going to be nice. It's going to be a very cool reflection on all that Dada has been and all that Dada looks to be. So keep an
I
eye out.
love that, Alaman.
Yeah.
So, Alaman, tell us. So,
Yes.
everybody, I already said it. He's an amazing singer, songwriter, etc. I
Yeah.
remember when you used to sing Bruno Mars,
Yeah, that's right.
Treasure, still
Hmm.
one of my faves, and If I Was Your Man. Is that how
Yeah.
that is that the name of that song?
Yeah. Those are my go-tos. Everybody was always telling me I looked like him, so that's how I got started singing those
I
songs.
love me a Bruno. Let me tell you, Bruno was winking at me when I went to his concert, and I was
I'm
like,
sure he
"Don't wink
was.
too hard, brother. Don't wink too hard, brother."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure.
um, so Alama, tell us, what have you been doing
Hmm.
with your music now since the pandemic? What do we have to look forward to? Do you want to
Yeah.
share something? Do you want to sing a snippet of something? Tell us whatever you want to do. Tell us
Well,
about what's going on.
I'll get started with that first. Maybe we'll come back to the singing a little later, but I'll talk
Yes,
about what's been going on
talk
first.
about what's going on. And I also want to
Yeah,
know, who are some of your biggest influences and inspirations right now?
absolutely. Okay. So first, kind of what I've been into during the pandemic, as we talked about before, is I wanted to take this time and not waste it, not be static, and really grow as an artist. And I always felt that if I was able to play a keyboard and improve my knowledge of music theory and composition, that that's what would take me to another level because I've always loved words and writing, and that's kind of how I got into songwriting. And I love melody, love singing. So I had a good grasp on rhythm from tap dancing, percussion, and melody and songwriting. But since I want to be a songwriter, I thought there's a whole other musical compositional element, and so that's what really I've been trying to study during the pandemic. And obviously the circumstances of everything that's going on, there's a lot of lives being lost, but if I zoom into myself, I can say that I've grown during this time in a way that maybe I wouldn't have. So at least that's maybe one positive for me, in a very large general negative, as it pertains
But
to
I
my
also
music.
feel like
Yeah.
I feel like often right now people are like feel guilty to say like I'm good or I'm thriving, and I feel
Hmm.
like there's nothing wrong with that for several reasons. One, like, if we just all succumb to the tragedies that are around us all the time, we will never move forward. We will never
Hmm.
progress. And also,
Hmm.
everybody needs something to look forward to and something happy. So it's like, if you just became stagnant and weren't happy and weren't doing your art, that's another life lost
Hmm.
in a way, because that's potential lost and
Hmm.
that's joy lost. So I
Hmm.
think living fully is nothing to be ashamed of if we
Absolutely.
can, when we can. And in fact, I think that it honors the lives lost
100%.
by really like taking it by the reins when we can.
100%. So with that being said, obviously, the current events have definitely had a large influence on my thoughts, and so that's definitely, um, um, you know, taken a hold of some of the narrative elements of the songs that I've been writing, which will come out at some point. I don't necessarily know when, but I can say one of the things I can say is that I did get about like an EP's worth of music
What
done
does
over the
that
summer,
mean?
probably like around 6 songs.
So what's the difference between an EP and an album?
So
Oh, by the way,
uh
everybody, Alaman has his own record label.
um yes, an EP is like a shorter. It's like a single. You consider a single can be one song, maybe two songs, maybe three. I don't know. But an EP is like I think it's like an edited play. I want to say that's what it stands for, and then
Ah,
LP is like
ah,
long play. I think
ah.
I could be entirely
Very.
wrong. So if somebody knows in the comments, correct me, please. But
have no
yeah,
idea.
an LP is an album. And then we have the new development of mixtape, which really doesn't necessarily mean anything now because of how, you know, internet based music is. But
Mixtape is,
yeah,
I remember the idea of that, like when DJ
yeah,
Drama from Atlanta would be like, I would buy the CD and it was like the mixtape CD.
right.
But, but what he was doing was taking other people's music and like mixing them. So
Yeah,
I
right.
don't
Yeah.
know.
It's so interesting. It's so
It
interesting.
is interesting. And who
The,
have you been studying your piano with?
who have I been studying with is none other than Aaron Williams. He is the best. He is,
I
you
love
know,
him.
been a big brother of mine forever, and you know, he's one of the folks that has, you know, stayed in my life and stayed a constant positive source in my life, and so it's been great. We get on the phone, we get on Zoom probably like once a week, and you know, I show him what I've been doing, what I've done, and you know, ask him for guidance and whatnot,
I love
and
that.
that's kind of how that goes. So yeah, he's definitely like a sensei type guy when it
He
comes
is
to the
so
music.
sensei.
Yeah,
Go back
definitely. And he
and
really
think about
knows. Like he
this.
really knows so many things. It's like he
He's
really knows.
so
So
brilliant.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love that he's like also low-key a YouTube star for his
yep,
marimba.
yep. He's
I was
incredible.
like, Eric, you
He's
have millions
incredible.
of views.
We might get together on a video.
You should.
We're gonna
Somebody
make
wants to
a
know
cover of
your
some.
major.
Oh, at school?
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm majoring in comparative literature. I declared my major before.
Comparative literature.
Yeah.
You nerd, you.
Well, you know.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
By the way, when
Yeah.
Alaman was in high school, his Instagram bio first thing said scholar,
Yeah, yeah.
and
When I was a
then
freshman, I was going hard in my
I loved
bio.
it. And then one day he changed it, and I was like, "What happened to scholar? You too cool now?" I loved when
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
scholar.
yeah. I was.
Comparative literature, my lord.
Yeah, yeah.
God bless you, Alaman, and your
Yeah.
eyes. You're gonna need reading glasses by the end of
Hey,
college.
I probably need them already with everything we've been doing on the computer. But yeah, no, I'm doing a comparative literature. What that means is, you know, comparing texts in different languages from different cultures. So, le français is one of my languages. I'm
Oh
also
yeah,
starting to.
Alaman parle de français.
Oui, je parle le français. J'avais une présentation dans mon cours de français ce matin, aujourd'hui.
Oh,
Ouais.
j'adore.
Et j'ai utilisé
La présentation était à propos de quoi?
à propos à propos de la poésie poésique. Donc, j'ai introduit Claude McKay, l'écrivain
Ah,
et penseur de la Renaissance de Harlem. Et je l'ai
wow!
utilisé pour mon classe aujourd'hui. Ouais.
Je
So,
veux que tu étudies à Paris pour comme 6 mois.
moi aussi. Moi aussi.
Oh, we're supposed to translate. Translate, Alaman.
Oh shoot, my bad. Yeah. I was telling Maud a little bit about my French class. I presented today about Claude McKay. He was a great poet. He was Jamaican, but he spent a lot of time in the U.S. Studied at the Tuskegee Institute, and he, you know, knew Marcus Garvey. He knew everybody that, you know, somebody would know at that time. And he wrote a great poem called "If We Must Die" that Winston Churchill is rumored to have plagiarized at one point. It's a great battle cry for, you know, the idea of like, you know, a communal diaspora of Black people at the time. And he also wrote a great novel called Banjo. So y'all should
Wow.
check those out. Those are really
I
cool.
love
Yeah.
that, Alaman. My
I
mom is
started.
on here.
Oh
My
yeah.
mom is Isabella Francesca. She has a pseudonym on Instagram, but she's very impressed with your French.
Yeah, well, I've been practicing a little bit. I have to get up
I
at six
love it.
thirty in the morning because it's one of the only classes that's offered for that would like count towards my major. So
But
yeah,
that's great.
I
I mean, I
started
think
Arabic this year too.
you started Arabic.
I did, yeah. So that's gonna be my second language in
You mean
in
third
the
language?
major. Oh, yes, third language of course, but for comparative
I
literature.
love that. My
Yeah,
friend, one of my best friends, Nikki, studied Arabic at Columbia. You should talk to
word.
her.
She still speak Arabic and do all that,
I
or
don't know.
maybe not.
Now she's a lawyer. She's a big time lawyer. She's amazing.
Wow.
She's a genius.
There you
She
go. Oh, I'm
just
sure.
moved. She lives 2 minutes from you, Alaman.
Oh wow. Okay, cool.
You should.
Wow.
I'll take
That's
you over to
awesome.
meet her and her husband. They're
Yes.
amazing.
I'd love to.
But I remember Nikki would be like, "This thing is hard. She'd be stressed. The writing."
Yeah.
Somebody asked you to say hello in Arabic.
Oh, that's Abdullah.
Hi. Does he speak Arabic?
He has a functional knowledge of Arabic, but he also is like, entirely proficient in classical Arabic because of the Quran. So yeah. Oh, and then there's Fatma.
Hi, Fatma.
I know, is it afternoon? Yeah. Ma
I
salama,
don't know any Arabic, but but let me tell you, languages of the future. I mean, obviously Arabic is one of the oldest languages, but I feel like now the way things are going, to know Arabic.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to get right.
I'm trying to
get right. I definitely need to practice. I'll say that much. But
well, the best way to practice is to immerse. So maybe you do 6 months in Paris and 6 months in like Qatar or Dubai.
There you go. Let's make it happen.
And you can teach dance in Dubai. And
I'd love to. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I have a friend who runs a dance studio there. See, Alaman, when you tell me these things, then my brain starts to. And I have a friend who's a great artist in Paris. You got connections worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my mom's in Morocco. You could do both.
There we go. I saw it. Yeah, I did.
That's very true. So, Alaman, who right now are your biggest musical influences? Are you listening to? Are you inspired by?
I told you Stevie Wonder was a big one for me. Listening to a lot of Prince, listening to a lot of D'Angelo. D'Angelo is very big for me in these times. I know. I've seen him on your story a couple times. he's made it on the story a couple times. But yeah,
Side note, guys. I'm obsessed, and I'm gonna include Giselle because she's here. But it's me. It's my personal obsession with D'Angelo. My name is Maud, and I'm obsessed.
Yeah. So that's a lot. And then I've just been, trying to listen to jazz music as always. Get back into listening to jazz more. I mean, we always do as tap dancers, but yeah, I've been listening to my Oscar Peterson, some Art Tatum, that type of stuff. Getting into that. Barry Harris has been big for me recently. So yeah, those are some of the other ones. But as it pertains to the music that I'm like really making, like, D'Angelo's big for me, very big for me. Prince is big for me. And then just like more generally, like, I'm going to bring up a quote because this Barry Harris guy he's hilarious. He taught at The Hague, I think, for a while, lectured there. And, he was talking about how, he hated that, he was talking about, it was like the 80s or the 90s. And he was talking about like, probably, I don't know, 80s, 90s. And he was talking about how they were in the dark ages of jazz because jazz didn't make people want to dance anymore. And like, I found that so interesting because, I feel that way about certain music that I'll hear today. But I feel like there's a resurgence of music that, really wants to get people dancing. You were saying jazz, we used to go to the dance hall and listen to jazz, listen to, like jazz was dance hall music, like, and now dance hall music is dance hall, but like,
jazz was hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
And what caused, I'm sure because you're Alaman. I took a class called Anthropology of Jazz at Columbia with Robin Kelly, who's brilliant, and you should read his book. And he did Thelonious Monk's biography. He's a genius. And what I learned in that class was like, jazz was the dance hall until basically white lawmakers made laws that it was illegal to dance in jazz spots to basically shut down these Black-owned businesses.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And so then people just started to sit in jazz clubs. But like when I go see Ben Williams play and it's funky and I'm like, yes. And I'm like getting up and dancing. People look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, you don't know the history. Actually, you should be on your feet right now. So I'm so happy that you're thinking about that.
Absolutely.
And so of producers and songwriters and of who are alive, if I had a magic wand and could link you with 5 of your top people you would love to work with who are alive, who are those 5 people? Let me pull out my magic wand. You see my magic wand?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going Quincy Jones first, just off top, because it's Quincy Jones. He knows what he's doing when it comes to making that music. Just a little bit.
Well, you know who you call for Quincy Jones is you call Miss Allen.
That's right. That's right. We'll see. Hey, I got some early work to do. Give me about a few months, maybe a year or two, but
I
I'm gonna
think you're
start to
ready to meet
try
Quincy
jacking
because
it up.
Quincy is
Yeah.
an intellect and he likes
Okay.
intelligent young people. So I
Word.
think you're ready to meet him now. But okay, so
Okay.
that's one.
All
Quincy,
right. Bet.
Magic Wand is going.
Quincy's one. You know, I'll go with that whole entire, like, D'Angelo's entire camp, you know. So D'Angelo himself, Raphael Sadiq, who I know you know, is an incredible songwriter.
He's one of my faves.
And
I
he's
love
great. I mean,
him.
and his music's fantastic also. Oh, my man Baltazar is in here. We got some
Hi,
music coming
Baltazar.
as well. We make music. He goes to Yale with me. Balt's the man. But
Hey, yeah.
hey Ball, but yeah. Baltazar is a great musician.
Okay, so we have Quincy Jones, D'Angelo,
Rhapsody,
Raphael Sadiq.
yeah, all of them. Robert Glasper is super dope.
I know Robert as well. See, this is why you
You
guys,
do?
it's
There
like
you
my
go.
magic wand
Boom.
might be more magic than we think.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I gotta go with this will be a double one, but I gotta go with both the big homies, Ben Williams and Ron. I gotta go with both of them. I'd love to make music
Okay,
with
so
them.
Ben Williams,
So yeah.
Ron Gilmore, Chloe
Yeah.
and Ron recorded last weekend.
That's what I heard. I'm about to text Ron.
Text Ron. That's my
Yeah.
brother. Ron is so funny. My
He's
God, Ron is
hilarious.
one of the funniest people. He should be a
He's
comedian
hilarious.
as well.
100%. 100%.
All right,
He could go
Alaman, I
platinum
love
musically
this.
and with comedy. He could do it. He's a
He's a
with both.
genius.
Yeah.
He is so funny and just great. Okay, Alaman, I love this. And the reason I asked you is because I feel like, I know that when you put out things in the universe, specifically, the universe conspires with you to make it happen. What book is that from? Trivia, friends, anybody? Alaman,
are you asking me? That's not Malcolm Gladwell, is it? That's not Malcolm Gladwell,
No,
is it?
it's not Malcolm Gladwell. When you conspire with the universe conspires back. I'll give you a clue. He's from where Giselle is from.
He's from Brazil.
Do you know Giselle? When you conspire with the universe conspires back with you. Nobody in the audience. Barbara Arnold, Mom, how are you not on this? You gave me this book. Somebody said, where can I buy a tap board? On Chloe's page, she has this whole thing about tap boards. Go to Chloe Arnold Taps Instagram. She has a whole thing about tap boards. Do you know who, Giselle? It's the most famous Brazilian author. Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist.
Okay. Oh,
you
okay.
have to read
there
it.
We go. I have read that book a long time ago. But yeah, I was a kid, so I should probably I need to read
it.
Yeah, I need to read it again for sure.
That book is worth a revisit every blue moon. I read it in English and in French, so you can read it. Okay. That would be good for your comparative, whatever, literature class.
100%.
Read it in French. See if the experience is any different. But one of the things is when you conspire with the universe conspires back with you.
Yeah.
So it's like you tell me all these names, and it's funny because I was looking at a video of Robert Glasper and I today. He was challenging me on Sunset Boulevard to a tap battle.
No way. I didn't even know you know him like that. That's crazy.
I've known Robert since I was 13 years old.
Is he from DC area or no?
No, he's not from DC. So this is how I met Robert Glasper, which is so crazy when you think about. So this was 20 years ago. Jesus, you were born, okay?
Yes.
So
great day.
It was a great year. When I was born. So Chloe was dating this guy that's not Robert or any of the other people I'm naming. She's dating a guy who's friends with all these other guys. That was her boyfriend. And she was like, do you want to go to a jazz club? I was like 13, 14. Do you want to go to a jazz club to see my friend Robert play? So, okay, sure. I'm like little kid in New York, 13, 14. We go to this place called Cleopatra's Needle. We get there, we sit down. Robert is playing. Cleopatra's Needle is about the size of somebody's living room. It is not. It's a reputable place, but it's small. And Robert Glasper is this jazz genius, but he's not famous yet. And I'm sitting there watching him, very cool. And then who comes and sits next to me? Common.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. That
Makes
makes sense.
sense.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is really cool. And then that's how I met Robert. That was the first time I met Robert. And
Wow.
I see him, you know, especially when I lived in New York, I would see him more just via jazz clubs and stuff like that. But I ran into him here
Mhm.
like last year. It was last year or 2 years ago. And he
Mhm.
was like, you can't tap dance. You can't tap dance.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
goodness.
oh, I was like, don't even
He was
try.
talking.
It's all a video. I'll post it.
That's
I
great. Yeah,
never
please
posted
do.
it. I'll post it.
Please do. You got to. Put
Because
him
he's
on
trying to
blast.
imitate us. And I was like,
Put him
brother,
on
don't make me
blast.
hurt your
For
feelings.
sure. For sure. Yeah.
But no, he's so amazing, and I love it. And obviously, Ben Williams considers you a little brother as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. As soon as I'm on the East Coast again, like there's a ton of people I gotta see.
He's coming here
Yeah.
next week.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. That's
So
good to
I'll
know.
make sure to link you guys on text so that when he's here
Yeah.
next week, because I think he's probably gonna stay in my apartment.
Okay. Dope.
You guys,
I'll come
he can
by.
just come over and do what y'all do.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure thing.
I
Sure
love
thing.
that.
Yeah.
And so, Alaman, for you, I know you're obviously only 20,
Mhm.
but you're far ahead of your time. And obviously the answer to this question could change for anybody, even somebody who's 90 years old at this point.
Right.
But as you're building your own identity and your career and your brand, what is the legacy that you want to leave?
What is the legacy that I want to leave? I
Like
mean,
when people think of Alaman, what do you want them to think or feel?
I think that you know, one of the most important things I feel like a person can do um, is sorry, my mom's like walking in right now. Hi
Hey,
mom.
Bonnie.
Hi, I'm on live with Mod. No, no problem.
Hey, Bonnie.
Mod says hi. I think that one of the most important things that a person can do is, you know, that through their own excellence and through you know, their own perseverance, inspire others to be the best in their realm. You know, I think that yeah, the highest, I think the highest possible thing that you could do as a human is inspire someone to be their best self. And so in terms of legacy, like there are a few people that I look up to in that way, that, you know, when I look at them and I say, wow, they worked so hard and they became so incredible. And like, they're saying that, you know, I can do it and anybody can do it. So like, I have no excuse. Kobe Bryant is a huge person in my life. You know, obviously I'm a LA Lakers fan and whatnot, but you know, the times, you know, some of the times that were the most important for me in terms of why I love Kobe were the times when he was hurt and he was on his way out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we even went to a game together, and you know, he had it at the end of. Oh, my friend Dayla's in here. Hi, Dayla.
Hi, Dayla.
He had it at the end of the game. We made music together. He's incredible. You'd love Dayla. He's fantastic. Great music
I
maker. So
love
if you're
it.
looking for, look at Dayla. He's from the Bay. He's from Oakland. But what I was saying was, he had the opportunity to win a game and he missed the shot, and he didn't show any embarrassment, any failure, any defeat. He kept his chin as high as he had it before he was about to take that shot. And, you know, he wasn't necessarily the same Kobe that was dunking on everybody's head and, you know, putting 60 on everybody, although he did in his last game. Um, what that really showed me was that, you know, there's no excuse not to be your best self, and that if you put your best foot forward, that's all you can do. There are so many things that are out of our control in this life, but what we can control is our attitude and our effort.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's why, you know, I just put faith in that. Like I'm very blessed to be able to be an artist in the first place, but to be able to be an artist that, you know, does what I do at a high level. Um, 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 but that's only because, you know, other people at a high level has inspired me to do it and have put a lot into me. You and Chloe have put so much into me. Aaron has put so much into me. My parents have put so much into me. So again, it's like all of these things that I'm not responsible for, if I can be responsible for myself, do all of these things, and then inspire somebody else to have that same attitude, that would be the legacy that I'd like to leave, you know?
I love that. Well, as much as
Yeah.
we poured into you, Alaman, you have poured back into us.
Thank you.
Alaman has, you know, it's funny because everybody, you know, obviously I'm very friendly and I'm very nice, but Alaman has also gotten the mean big sister many a time.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, real love is support and accountability.
Accountability, yep.
And just like now, if I were doing something that was a hot mess or not great, I would expect Alaman to call me and be like, hey, Maud, we don't use that slang anymore. Or like, hey, Maud, what you said on the thing was whack or that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that we're not friends anymore. That doesn't mean we're not family anymore. That actually just strengthens the bond, because that's when you have something real, is when you can keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're walking on eggshells around people, those are not your friends or your family.
Right.
You have to keep it 100. I mean,
100%.
It's and through the ups and downs, through the goods. That's not a real word. Through the good and the bad.
No, the goods and the bads. Yeah, sure.
The goods and the bads. Because
Yeah.
I mean, we have had like exceptionally amazing experiences together, like a Lakers game, or these like, or like coming over and meeting ASAP Ferg, like
yeah,
so
that
cool.
was crazy. Yeah,
but
in
then,
a pandemic.
What'd you say?
I said, yeah, like in the time that you'd least expect it, like
I'm like, hey,
during that time, I'm like, yeah,
you want to come over?
Yeah, literally. Well, no, you
and
posted
then I was like,
that
I want
ring.
you to be my little brother, and he's like,
you
oh yeah,
posted
he's the
ring.
nicest.
Remember, you posted the ring, and I was like, what's going on here? I was like, what's going on here?
That is still my most liked Instagram post, which makes me feel like Instagram just wants me to get married, because I posted a ring finger photo, and I've never had that many likes and comments that fast.
Yeah.
Anybody who really knew me knew it was a joke, because if I were to be getting that involved with a man,
definitely would have seen him on the timeline.
You definitely would have seen him on the timeline, because I ain't just gonna be hiding somebody.
Yep.
And then pop them up. No. That's not how we work around here. But we've also been through hard times together. And
1,000%.
I think that's what makes the good times so much more exciting. 100%. And what's even more exciting for me is I just can't wait to be at every award show when you're winning your Grammy and your Oscar and your Emmy, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to have little photos of you when you're a little kid. I'll be like, I knew him when he was
little. Before I get to thinking about that, I gotta handle what's right in front of me. But I'm gonna try. I'll try for you. I'll put my best foot forward, like I said.
But here's the thing, Alaman, you always do the work, and you are humble, and that's why. I mean, I have no doubt, and it is like the gift and the curse of people having these high expectations, because it can feel like pressure. But I think it's not pressure; it's the fuel that lifts you.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely, and there's also the fuel, and like you'll resonate with this, but there's so many people that who have been in my life, and also that you don't know, that have like certainly like given up on me or like hold me in with a contemptuous eye. And it's like those are also folks that it's like I'm so excited to prove wrong. And that's another reason why it's like I've realized, like I think sharing art is wonderful, but it's like I'm really taking this time now to like refine myself and get stuff ready, and show like the mark for me is like the people that are at the top of the game I'm trying to go into. And like when I really get going, and like when the world opens up and I'm able to start like performing live and whatnot, like I swear, like I'm gonna be trying to show that I'm actually the baddest, like that does it. So that's what it is,
I feel like that goes without question, and I also feel like as you get a little older, those people who shall remain nameless but are still on my not nice people list, if we know what that means, become irrelevant.
Absolutely. And it makes the
like
people
literally you will forget that they exist.
That's my point. But that's the thing, is when I'm working, I'm not even thinking about them. I'm thinking
but
about
that these are going to be the same people that hit you for free tickets to your show.
1,000%. Hit me probably trying to be like, oh, can I get it? Can I get this? Can I get that? And it's like,
nope. Who this? New phone, who this?
Yeah, right. And like it's like when literally when like people like when it was the other way around, like you couldn't find the time, or you couldn't find it in you to give honest feedback or do this or do that or even respond, like, you feel me? So this is, yeah, to get away from that. Essentially, my point is in bringing that side of it up, it makes the relationships and the people that have put so much into me that much more important, because that's what I'm going for. I don't want to let myself down because, I believe in myself, and I don't want to let, the people who aren't me that believe in me down, because so many other people have shown me that that's not something to take for granted at all. It's much easier for someone not to believe in you and show that with their actions, so
100%. I mean, we're
yeah.
also blessed. Like, when I
Yeah.
even think about it now, like, I feel like my greatest success is the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and it's funny, I was talking to a really good friend of mine today about just like identity and brand. And he's somebody who I admire tremendously and who inspires me and who I love and who I look up to. And I was telling him that I was reading this like question quote meme thing, and it was like, if you had to describe yourself to somebody without saying what you do for a living, who would you be? And when I had seen that, I started doing it to myself. I was like describing like, hi, I'm Maud, without being like, I'm a tap dancer, I'm a this. And what's interesting is like, I'm Maud, I'm a great friend. Like, if anybody knows me, I'm a great friend. And I'm so proud of that, because I have great friends around me and great
100%.
great family and great people. And that is the best blessing, because at the end of the day, we never know what's gonna happen.
Definitely.
So, I mean, I just feel like the way that you work and the way that you think and the way that you move, you would never be a disappointment to anybody. You would only be an inspiration.
I mean,
and it's amazing to see little kids looking up to you, and adults, because I think that inspiration is cyclical. I mean, I remember when you were really little and you came to our first, this is like maybe 2013. So you were like 13. You came to our rehearsal for Sick Pay Ladies show. And we were like, Alaman, give us notes. So we're all grown women taking notes from a 13-year-old. But he had great notes. And I think adults, we have to often think, like, forget your age. Like, tap in with the young person. Because they have such insight. And I think that young people should be listened to more often.
100%.
Like, I wish that you could vote at 16, in America.
100%.
Because by the time you're 20, you're stuck with some terrible trash president, or like, the politics that you don't want. Had you had the opportunity at 16, you can start to make those changes, get involved now.
100%.
So
young people know what they're talking about. There's definitely, like, I understand the politics of like age and respectability, but at the same time, age isn't necessarily like a reason to exempt yourself from personal growth. And that applies to me also, because there are like a lot of people younger than me that know many things. Like, there's no one person that knows everything. That goes without saying. But even then, like, there's always something to be learned from someone else, younger or older, even if it's not like, explicitly like some piece of information. Like, there are intrinsic things that we can learn about ourselves from interacting and giving full respect to people that are younger than us and people that are older than us.
And I think just people who are different than us too. Like, there's a homeless guy that lives on our corner. You know where that, like, the little, there's like a enclave of a door, and there's a homeless guy. He's been there forever. Yeah, like probably my age, black guy. He has the most beautiful smile. And I'm so curious because he is so friendly, so kind. We try to like give him food, and every time I see him, I talk to him. But it's like so many people would ignore him and pretend like he's invisible. And it's like, this man has a story. His story is important. He's a human being. 100%. And I'm sure that I have something to learn from him, even if it's how to not become homeless. Like, not even in like a funny way. Like, I met this guy tried to holler at me years ago in New York at Whole Foods. And then I found out that he was homeless. He was my age, good looking brother. I said, where do you live? I found out he lived in Central Park. And then I was like, it like came out of my mouth. I was like, how did you become homeless? Because I saw myself in him. And he was like, family stuff. And he's like kind of telling me. And then I was like, are you hungry? I ended up buying food. But I was thinking, it made me reflect on how lucky I am where I was like, I will never be homeless because I will call you, Alaman, and be like, hey, Bonnie and Alaman, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
100%. 100%.
and so I just feel like anybody has something to offer. You know, everybody
100%.
has something to
That's it.
offer.
That's it
So,
for
Alaman,
sure.
what is the best way, because Instagram will cut us off soon, what
Okay.
is the best way for people to support you in all of your endeavors? Is it to follow you? Is it to sign up for an email list? Like, what's the best way to support you right now?
I mean, you know, I think that, you know, certainly following me is cool and whatnot.
Follow him at Alamonster. I'm going to put it in
Yeah.
the things.
I think that's great. I think that, you know, just to keep an eye out for me, and, you know, when I do start, you know, sharing the things that I'm making, you know, it never hurts to have that reshared to communities that I don't know and to people that I don't know, because I do have, you know, very I get positive reviews on the music that I make and that I put out so far, but I also feel confident that what I have cooking is much better than, you know, like the first couple steps I took. So maybe go listen to some of my music, check out some of the stuff that I've put on YouTube recently. I played this is actually very important. I played a live stream concert, and all the proceeds went to a sense of home, which is important because what were we just talking about? Homelessness. They essentially, money that they raise goes towards making homes for children who turn 18 while still in the foster care system and aren't adopted yet and have nowhere to go. And they give them a home and a sense of home thus. And so I played some new music there.
What an important cause.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
amazing. I didn't even know that's where
They
the
do
money
awesome
was
work.
going. I just
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just paid.
Well, thank
I'm like,
you.
oh,
Hey,
Alaman
it went
support.
to a
Yeah, I
good
just put
place.
it in.
Went to a good place. So yeah, that's essentially it.
Amazing.
That's essentially it right now. For me, I think, you know, just keep an eye on me. I'm not gonna tell nobody to follow me, do this or that. If you want to, you can. But
I'm gonna tell him follow Alaman.
Okay, there we
and
go.
do you have any more of those like online shows happening soon, or you just don't know?
I don't necessarily know. I plan on doing more though. I plan on putting some more things on my Instagram and getting going. And I'm starting to work with some new people and some new folks. So that's starting to some good things are starting to happen. I'll say that much.
I love that.
Yeah.
Alaman,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do a part 3 soon one day.
Yes.
I feel like the next one, actually what I want to talk about, because I feel like a lot of young people on here, Nyla's on here, and she's a brilliant young lady, genius young lady, tap dancer, amazing, from Texas. I think we should talk about college and that whole process for artists. So I think that should be our part 3, is like college and balance, especially now, because, you know, people are working on things. I know most people have already like sent in applications, but even in the decision making,
I think people are still applying into mid-December. So
they are. Oh, great!
Yeah,
so we should do this
that's how
again
that
before
works.
Thanksgiving.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Nyla, well,
probably
Nyla's
early
on here. Are
applications
people
were due a
applying,
week
Nyla?
ago.
Do you know?
Is
I don't know.
Nyla applying to college? How old
think
is
Nyla's
Nyla?
a junior.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well,
Cool,
Nyla, are
cool.
you a junior or a senior? I feel like she's a junior. She's very, very, very intelligent.
We're gonna find out.
You know what? On that one, Alaman, maybe we should physically be together, and people can come in, or they can write their questions in the comments.
Okay, she's a junior. Great.
Oh, she's a junior. Okay, great. So I think that should be our part 3.
Sounds good.
And then, so remember, I'm working on my magic wand. So let's recap. Quincy Jones,
and then we said the D'Angelo camp, which was
D'Angelo, Raphael Sadiq, Robert Glasper,
Questlove,
Ben Williams,
yeah, all of them. Ben Williams, Ron. That's
Ron
all
Gilmore.
Yeah, I'll text him. I'll text Ron.
Text him, and I'm gonna connect you and Ben now.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll be excited to see Ben when he's in town. But yeah,
I'm very excited that he's coming here as well.
Yes, indeed.
Alaman, so because it's the MAUDCAST, we always end on a joyful note.
Yes.
What can people do this week Oh, and Nikki with Arabic. My mom said Nikki with Arabic.
And
What
yes,
can
yes.
people do this week to find joy in the moments where they are not feeling joyful?
This week. Um,
Or anytime.
Anytime. I'd say there's a saying that kind of went around, and it was, yeah, this is in the spirit of what we've been talking about the past few minutes, but there's a saying that, there's always somebody that's got it rougher than you, a door over or down the street. And so, not to say count your blessings, but because that's just like preachy. But like I would like to say, that something personally to think about is just maybe one thing that you're grateful for, because you know when you do that and center yourself in that way. I see your mom in the comments saying Biden and Kamala, so maybe Biden and Kamala are the thing that she's
Are the
grateful
things
for
that
right
make
now.
her joyful. She came in
But
late,
yeah.
Mom. We had that celebration earlier, Mom. Thanks.
But something like that, or something, maybe you're grateful for, a certain fruit that was at the grocery store that you're able to eat because you love it, or a certain song that you get to listen to.
Look who
So
just came in the chat.
yeah, Josh, what's up, my guy?
Josh,
How
we
you
love
doing?
you. We talked about you recently. We're talking about how
Yeah,
amazing you are.
yep.
That
And that
just brought
Josh
joy to me to
needs to
see
be
you,
back in
Josh.
LA a little bit
We
more so we
miss
can hang
you.
out. Yeah,
Everyone, Josh
yeah,
is a phenomenal artist, dancer. Oh my
phenomenal.
gosh, just
Yeah,
amazing.
he's great.
He is like poetry in motion. It's so good.
Yep, yep.
So I love Alaman. You said a fruit.
Yeah, anything that you're grateful for, anything that you can do,
I
or
love it.
something.
And what's this?
Pick that one thing.
What is a song that we can download or support of yours that's online right now?
I made this little video with one of my friends for my song "Can't Have It." So I go to
Can you
YouTube.
share that link on your story after we get off,
Here,
so that
wait.
people can go to your
Yes, I
story and
can.
find it?
Here, let me get it. I'm also gonna text it to you right now.
Okay, perfect. And also,
So that.
Alaman, I want that Alaman merch. I want all of the things.
Oh, see, soon.
I want
I
all
think
of the
that
things.
we're
I'm a
gonna make
baby.
it happen.
Alamonster.
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. I promise.
Hey,
Just
everybody.
give me a second. I got
I
you.
got you. I got you, brother. I'm just here. I'm just here to keep, igniting the fire. Also,
Absolutely.
I call Alaman Alamonster because he used to call me Maudzilla. I
Yep.
have a card
I was like, dear
and a
Maudzilla.
photo. Dear Maudzilla, I love you, Alamonster. You were so
Sounds
little.
right.
It's amazing. It's amazing to have watched you growing up. Well, we have part 3 coming up soon, guys. We're going to be talking about college. So, Nyla,
College.
make sure when we announce that date that you tell your friends in school so everybody can come on with their questions and all that good stuff. Somebody said, oh, is that Grandma Rose?
Yep, it is. I'm grateful for you,
Grandma Rose
Grandma.
on Instagram. Hey, girl, hey.
Yep.
It's Alaman's grandma. She said, you're always the first thought in her gratitude list, Alaman.
That's so sweet.
You know what
Love
I have
you,
to
Grandma.
say, too? Love you, Grandma Rose. Once I was on a flight many moons ago, probably 8-10 years ago, and the flight was very, very turbulent. Now I get very scared when it's turbulent.
Got you thinking.
You know what calmed me down? I had your school picture in my backpack, my travel backpack, like little side pocket, and I looked at it and I was like, I can't die.
Yeah. And you did it.
I was like, I can't die. I was like, I can't die. But looking at your photo calmed me down. I never told you that. Isn't that crazy?
No, you didn't. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I'm glad that my school picture could help out in that moment of anxiety.
Maudzilla.
There we go. Boom.
Exactly.
So yeah, no Maudzilla's getting taken out anytime soon. So
I literally was like, I can't die. I can't no. I was like, in Alaman, I have to see Alaman again. And it was before I lived in LA, actually.
Where were you flying to?
I think I was flying to LA, but I wasn't living here yet. because you were still quite small. Yeah, Chloe just walked in. Alaman is on the MAUDCAST today.
Hey, Chloe.
Yeah. He said, hi, Chloe.
Alaman Obama.
We wouldn't, I mean, if you wanted to run for president, I would support you, but I would be like, nah, son. I'd be like, that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, that's such a such a process. It seems to be.
It's such a sacrifice.
You know, yeah, for real. I mean, your whole family.
It's a sacrifice for your whole family and everybody that you love. And thank God for these people that make these sacrifices. But Chloe, you realize that we can hear you. Chloe is whispering very loudly. On that note, Alaman, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Alaman, for being here. Everybody go follow Alaman. Download his music, watch his new video, support all of his things, tell your friends, and we will announce when we're going to do our part 3 college talk with Alaman and making college choices and decisions. Everybody have a joyful week. Modify your week, modify your day, and thank you for joining the MAUDCAST. Love you, Alaman.
Love you, Maud. See you soon. Bye, everybody.
See you soon. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Bye.
Bye.